And yeah, moving on to Emerald. Um, Emerald has been a really exciting division. So I know the organizers love Emerald because they're playing like all their matches on time, like sometimes even early. So like these guys just really want to play, and all their matches have been, for the most part, pretty close. Um, yeah, things are pretty wide open here in Emerald as well. Yeah, so Hunu looks like he's been winning the majority of his matches. Verdruss, I think, has a couple of draws. Uh, yeah, one pretty impressive draw against Scout too, who's been doing pretty well. So probably, slight favorite to Hunu, a little bit better record, but it seems like a match that should be fairly close just based off of the rest of the results in this division.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, I guess. It once again, I think, as I often think, generally about the game as well, that it often comes down to how solid your sniper is. If your sniper just is really solid and you win 70-80% of your sniper games in a given set, for example, here like 4 or 5 out of your 6 games, then it's really difficult to win against that. Um, so the other player just has to be completely dominant on sniper. So because I mean a lot of these spy win rates look somewhat similar. They're in the 35, 36-ish to 50% range, with Astatine being somewhat of an outlier. The sniper rates, they're kind of spread out. So if your sniper is on point on the day, I think you can get a lot of mileage out of that.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Sniper does seem to be one of the more reliable ways to pick up wins, and I assume just moving up from Sapphire to Emerald, you're probably just seeing better sniper play across the board, just less mistakes in general.
Mhm.
Probably a lot of things in the the earlier matches that would have been caught by these players. So yeah, and obviously that puts a lot more pressure on your spy because it's just that much harder to get the spy wins. So yeah,
Right.
with that, let's get into the draft.
Okay, once again, this looks
Uh,
like the old draft, I
yep,
believe. So this is the new one. Otherwise, that would have been a very big coincidence.
yeah,
So we see a veranda ban from Verdruss and a library restrict from Verdruss. Verdruss does not want to play the large venues today. And Hunu with the Redwoods ban probably just maybe once again not feeling. A lot of people aren't really feeling Redwoods because uh, as you've probably maybe also played SpyParty, it's kind of difficult to snipe, and the balcony similar is kind of an outlier of a venue.
yeah. Not too surprised. A lot of these just feel just kind of based off your comfort level. Yeah, redwoods. A lot of people don't like redwoods. I do like it. But I don't get to play it that often because it's usually banned. Balcony, I like. Even though I kind of like balcony, I ban it myself just because I feel like it's just uh, a little too luck based, if I want to put it that way.
Certainly.
Um, yeah, for Inland Library, honestly, I'm not used to seeing those banned or restricted, so that's a little surprising. That might just be based off of his style.
Oh,
Um,
veranda too, though. I mean, both are kind of you need on both. I think you if you want to have a more orthodox playstyle, let's say, which isn't maybe that pathing based or so, then you're going to need the same kind of skill set. So I think if you're going to ban veranda, ban restricting library as well also makes sense. And Hunu just taking the library into the restrict, um, and Verdruss deciding to, instead of balcony, going with terrace, but also a pretty small venue in accordance with the kind of dislike for 5 out of 8.
yeah, the picks are pretty interesting too. Double gallery and double ballroom. Those are the kind of venues, like in my opinion, that I think you pick when you feel like you're maybe a little bit better than your opponent. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they're very skill-based venues.
Totally, yeah.
Like definitely a lot to look at on the sniper side and a lot of different kind of plays you can make on the spy side. So I guess both feeling pretty confident. Singles are a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit
true.
different. Yeah, terrace and library maybe more of a preference thing with those.
Okay, then let's maybe get into the match on gallery. And as you've said, the 4 out of 8s tend to be very skill based and very uh, yeah, also very performance driven, let's say. whereas the 5 out of 8s and 3 out of X's tend to be a bit more schematic in their approach. So we're going to see Hunu as Seek, glad that somebody has found a spy that's not Alice, in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, spawning right by the ambassador, but can't quite take advantage of it since looked like he just had a little bit too much space in front of us. Uh, Probably looking to see where ST settles. Unfortunately, we can't go to that bookcase since there's 3 guests at it at the moment. I think 4 might be a little too much.
We almost got loaded for that redirect, or maybe that was a misclick. So either way, redirecting of the bookcase of Teal, who entered, but we aren't getting any progress so far. So let's see where we'll go first. Maybe we'll take this pole line. We don't take the pole line, but instead probably move out to meet our ST.
Yeah, so it seems like the whole time we were just kind of patiently waiting for ST to settle, and settles by windows, which is not ideal because like a lot of times they don't spend a lot of time at the windows, so you might not even get the flirt off. Luckily, we do this time,
Yeah, we
and
just
our
barely
ST,
got it.
yeah, and our ST is gone.
Okay, I mean, but that's to be expected. You also don't really want to wait around too long outside because there isn't much happening besides talking. As we all know, drinking alcohol on the outside is banned. Um, so we'll just wait a bit on the painting pads to see where the party takes us, I guess.
Okay, and our ST finally makes it into a conversation, which feels like a safe time to join since we should stay put for a while. And we're also in with a DA, but just maybe a few too many people out right now.
Right. So for the print situation, there'll be a print at book soon after the Amber puts it back. Um, there it goes. Uh, and otherwise, I mean, gallery finishing statues in gallery is kind of difficult because the statue pads are 2 apiece. So you need to visit both. So we'll see how we're actually going to get any mission progress done, especially when we are considering there's only 145 remaining.
So we actually take a fake BB with a ton of people out. I wonder if that was intentional.
Yeah, that was a lot of people out.
That
Maybe
that
that was just a flirt.
I feel like that had to be an accident. So yeah, we finished up flirt. I thought we were eyeing that fingerprint, but it seems we're not. Yeah, I think maybe this might be one of those situations where we kind of got off to a rough start and we might just have to time out. But okay,
Yeah,
so
we
we
got
take
the
the real
real BB.
contact.
Take the bug.
Oh, and
Take the
just like
BB. Take
that,
the bug.
yeah, from what looked really bad, we're now actually at 3 or 4 missions. Just have to figure out that last mission. I have a whole minute. Actually, in a pretty good spot, just like kind of out of what looked like a pretty rough situation. The only downside is there's quite a lot of lowlights, but
Uh, that was a stop read at bookcases. That's not how that's supposed to work. So maybe slight etiquette fumble once again. Seen there. Bookcase etiquette is kind of difficult. We're re-entering the blue bookcase, so that's going back normally. But how are we going to finish? We only have 30 seconds, and maybe that bug was seen as well.
yeah, seen or at least suspected. Um, and here we're just acting very innocent, maybe over compensating a little bit for what we think the sniper might have seen.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
requesting, so that's a pull line.
yeah, pretty typical way to finish on gallery. I feel like I feel like Verdruss has got to be on top of this, but you never know.
Hit the green. Hit the green, and we leave. Oh, and General
Oh,
gets shot. Oh, General got shot.
General got shot before
Before
even
the
taking.
purloin
So
even
what?
takes.
Yeah, so what did General do here?
He tried to
I
shoot
don't know.
Smallman, I think.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think Smallman had some print progress. I know he took at least one early briefcase and maybe picked up a book print later on. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Ah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I see. I see. I
Okay,
was
yeah,
I was
so
really confused about that shot. For a second. Yeah.
I
So,
think
but
maybe
either of these targets is sadly not the spy.
yeah, maybe just a little lucky. Hunu got a little lucky with the timing of that shot because I think if he saw that fade, he would have known that his intended target wasn't the one
Hmm.
who purling there. Or let's see, was Smallman
I
off?
mean,
I
the
don't know.
pro line hadn't even gone off, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's why he's maybe a little lucky that he shot before it took off because might have changed the result had he just waited a little bit longer and saw the fade. Obviously, he
But
has no way of knowing that a purling is
yeah,
about to
there's
go off.
also
So.
not really time. I think. I mean, I think that shot is no. I'm still slightly confused. Even if Smallman is supposed to get shot, what is the trigger for the
The
shot?
bug.
Do
He
you need to
thinks. He
find the mission? No,
thinks.
but there isn't.
Ember's a
Oh, back
bookcase.
there
Yeah.
at like 2028. That
No,
yeah,
no. At
that
the
doesn't
end,
work.
when he moves
Well,
out of the conversation, it kind of looks that he's kind of bugging.
yeah, so maybe he thinks that
No,
he's
but
going. He's
I don't think there's any way like that. That's a. Oh yeah, but it's just like perspective, right?
Yeah.
It just looks like it, right? Yeah. And I mean that path is really strange to be fair to Verdruss there. That's a very weird path.
Yeah, it might have been like one of those situations where he's just swinging out to that for that last mission and then just gonna dance behind the conversation, and the sniper just wanted
Exactly.
to get ahead of that.
Yeah, and I mean the perspective and gallery on that back on the behind the back convo is really bad. So it's difficult to see what's in which depth and to actually understand what's where. So I can't really fault him for that if you see it like that. That's also something that you're really always thinking about. If you see Smallman at the back of that convoy, you're always like, ah, he's probably like gonna do some stupid stuff and gonna bug or Poland or some stuff.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Especially if you had to deal with it before or you do it yourself, you're gonna be extra aware of it. So
exactly,
yeah, good for Hunu for one being in a position to finish and either by mission count or by civ shot. So yeah, well done.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go
slightly
ahead and get it.
unfortunate. And
Yep.
yeah, so we're going to get into the next game on Rocker in 3, 2, 1. Wait.
Yeah, so ST at the bookcase. Yeah, maybe not the ideal time to join. Instead, going to the opposite bookcase. I have a feeling this could just be an innocent book read while we wait for. Oh no, we actually do go ahead and we hit the
As you
white.
say, immediately.
Oh
Oh, and it's seen. Oh no. Oh
yeah,
no.
that's
Now I'm now I feel bad for laughing. I just thought it was so fun. So such comedic timing. He was saying, "Oh, it's gonna be an innocent book read," and immediately he takes out the microphone and
yeah,
sadly gets cut for it.
yeah. I kind of wasn't expecting it. Going for early animation transfers can work out because like at the start of the game, there's so many things that the sniper has to look at that something like that could go unnoticed. Like the unfortunate thing is it was white, and white is just it's such a punishing animation, really. Like it's
Yes.
hard not to notice it, and we didn't have any guest like blocking the sniper's view. So yeah, I think if
I
that's a green, we're fine there.
I honestly kind of like the timing though. If you look at the timing, I believe I yeah, and you can also see the spy camera is angled towards the front. So I believe Verdruss just looked at the amber and thought, hey, the amber is going behind the convo right there. If you look at that, he's going to cross behind the convo. The sniper is going to have to check whether wheels gets that bug, and Hunu just did not care and didn't check for the bug at the front. So you got punished for that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that probably was based off of that because right, most snipers are following the ambo in that situation. You kind of I feel like most of the time you have to guard that unless you have a reason not to.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, just honest, I don't know, just good awareness.
Yeah, so right, so Hunu catching that aggressive play at the start and now playing it's Alice again, our old friend. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Offered right away. Let's see. Do we do it? No,
No.
you can't take that. Maybe you can, but probably best that he did it.
I mean sometimes you gotta take it. Just like gotta get frisky with it sometimes. Anyway, we're just waiting probably for the ST to do something. Just like waiting around on the painting pads. She takes the briefcase. That means another 20 seconds of waiting around or trying to find something else to do.
Yeah, kind of a bad start. This is, see, I don't know. This is one of the situations where I'm wondering if I should go time ad. But we've also seen Hunu do a lot of missions like in a really short amount of time and get away with it. So maybe he's not too worried about the time he's lost so far.
The Hunu wisely deciding not to chase to that painting pad, understanding that there isn't really enough time to get there and flirt before Teal splits. So we just wait around in the convoy here for a bit. Maybe we take this pearl line. We don't take the pearl line again. Hunu really fond of getting offered and then immediately splitting from the convo to now join in with Teal.
Yeah, so about, I don't know, at least a minute off the clock, and we're just now getting our first flirt progress. Luckily, it is a green for 51%.
I really do not like this convo positioning, and Hunu apparently also doesn't like it because immediately leaves to go to the window.
Well, I think he knows that he can just reset the flirt timer because there's really nothing. There's no reason for the sniper to be looking outside right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
So
fair.
yeah, probably the ideal. Okay, and actually, yeah, we just fully complete flirt. So slow start, but finishing flirt on gallery is a really nice mission to have done.
Yeah, that's
So
also a nice two flirt. I mean, oh, that's a nice redirect. I think we were maybe slightly early, but good awareness there. Um, anyway, I think if you compare it to the last match, for example, I don't think we actually saw any two flirts in the last match. So having that two flirt available is really nice. Ooh, yeah, we got sunshine there, and that's a lot of people out. So this is going to be really tough. Anyway, it's really nice to have that two flirt to expedite your mission progress.
yeah, not yeah. Unfortunate that a lot of people are out, but luckily two highlights were in for it. So I'm assuming those are statue highlights. Not sure how seriously they're being looked at. Oh, and we take the purloin and
Take the pull
immediately
line.
build a statues.
This is printable. We do not hit the print.
Oh, and
Let's
we
see
did it.
how on top of the pull line Verdruss is.
So apparently that wasn't even a real contact. I guess the DA must have bailed.
Yeah, I was talking during it, but I said that he sunshined us. He just splits. He split after we did the white test, so that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's really gonna hurt his chances because it took so many lowlights and didn't even get mission progress. He's gonna be very aware too of who's in with a DA when this next one is taken.
Yeah, I mean, either way, there's still possibilities for a Civ to get shot here. Sadly, we are the only person with real there. I mean, Kane also, but we are the only suspicious person with a real on that uh, BB there. No, also Kane was still out. So we are
Yeah,
really
that's
the only person taking a real there.
yeah,
And
that's
at like 30 seconds, that's really suspicious.
yeah, really bad luck, honestly, because that BB was so much better than the first one. Just one of the 3 or 4 people who were out happened to be the SDA, so we're just in this tiny conversation up front. So
Right,
yeah, a
right.
little unlucky, but yeah, that's gallery for you.
Yeah, but honestly, there's no real way to tell whether if we actually get the first BB and we just go to statues, whether we live or we don't. Um, that depends. Just all depends on how well the Perlin was tracked, which you can't really tell that well. So yeah, Verdruss maybe getting a bit of assistance from the DA this time around, as we head into the next game where we're playing as Twin. In three, two, one, playing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's possible Verdruss might have just been more on top of that purloin than he was letting on, so
Mhm.
kind of just waiting for one last mission to take the shot.
Okay, this time we are able to get the flirt immediately, and it's green for 51. So if you want to finish missions quickly, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, this is about as good a start as you could hope for. Like I don't know about you. What do you think? Do you just wait around here to time a flirt? Because you know you kind of don't want to miss the opportunities like these when they come.
I mean, don't you know me? I always time a flirt. I always like
Uh,
just wait around and do nothing. But no, honestly, no, I would. For anyone who's listening and trying to understand how to play against my spy, I'm going to rush every game. Yeah. But getting back to the back to the serious game, maybe I would have liked to see some kind of other mission progress. To be honest, here we sadly don't hit the timer flirt for a green, so we are going to have to take a third one. Now, timer flirting again can be kind of dangerous for the pacing. And not just
yeah,
these.
in this case, surprisingly, has stayed untouched for quite a while, but no, we don't go for it actually. Instead,
Yeah,
we
I think
go in.
we're obligated to take that.
Yeah, and we chose one of the we chose the one statue that didn't have a fingerprint on it. I'm a little surprised.
No, this is printable, I believe.
I thought it was the one across from us was. Oh no, we do get a fingerprint. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
yeah,
so
disregard that.
at least we got the print. At least we got the print off. So now we can go to the other statue that Amber just put back and get a second print later, maybe. A lot of prints in general. Wow, Amber, yo, he's printing everything this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you could probably just wait until quite some time before we pick up the last print, because yeah, either one of the statues are probably going to be printable for quite some time. The problem is though, if we want to finish inspects, we have to go to the other set.
That's not a problem at all. Amber has us covered. He's going to leave a print there as well. But we once again take the same statue to get another print. That's also kind of rare, taking a statue twice in a row to get two prints. Um, okay, so now we finished prints. I don't really think we can finish statues. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were ever going to take that. Like the briefcase has been in the same position for the entire game, but I assume it's probably dead by this point. I was wondering if we were going to maybe try a different one, but yeah, taking the same print from the same statue, that is quite interesting. Um, I mean, surely the sniper knows that we have prints though, and I feel like if we get contact, like we're always going to get shot if we go back and finish the inspects. So we might have to think of an alternate way to finish.
Oh, I do not like this BB. That's a rough BB. We're the only highlight left in convo, and it's not real. Yeah, Alice was also out. She doesn't get the low light, but yeah, and this is the finish. Although we don't have the BB, so let's see if we got shot here or not.
Yeah, I think Hunu might just have a good mission count here. I mean, I think
Wow, we don't get shot. Yeah, that's tragic though. I hope that yeah, we need to take this bug and we probably get shot now. Yes, lines it up.
yeah, and
And
Hunu's just
takes
on
the
top
bug.
of that.
Yeah, that's tragic. Maybe if that's real, we can live. Or maybe Hunu was really on top of his reals and his fakes and knew that we couldn't have had the BB. And if he did, then that's a really nice patience to force the spy to actually do the fourth mission.
Yep, pretty well done on the sniping side there, or pretty well done on both sides. Just yeah, a little yeah, gallery. It just like I was saying, it's usually a pretty skilled venue, but sometimes you can just get really unlucky with how the party shapes out.
Yeah, the DAs in the last two games have not been particularly nice. But I think that's just to be expected of Gallery at some point during the four games.
Yep,
Okay,
and
so yeah, that brings it to 3-1. So Hunu taking Verdruss's pick, I believe, for a one set advantage as we get into ballroom. Okay, once again, playing rocker in 3, 2, 1, main. Okay, we decide we really want this flirt, so we kind of somewhat illegally leave the painting, but that's probably not going to be noticed that quickly in time of chaos. We get rewarded with a 51%, however, so this was probably worth it.
yeah, definitely. If there's one time you can break etiquette, that would be one. And Ambassador leaves his case right by us, so that's basically a free print right off the bat to go along with our 51% flirt. Yeah, I really like these early prints, especially ones that you're essentially obligated for, because they can really fly under the radar and pay off later.
Yeah, that's true. Prints really early or prints, well, late prints that have been there for a very long time can both be kind of strong, because the sniper's attention can be somewhere else. General taking the same statue twice. Luckily for Verdruss, that means that he's not yet finished inspects.
Yeah, we kind of just settle on this, I want to say innocent conversation, but we're in with a DA, so maybe just kind of waiting for a good contact to pan out, but right now it just does not look like a good time.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, we got the early print, but now we've kind of slowed down. But the 51% probably enables us to do that. If we hit another green, our pacing is still going to be right on time.
Yep, so we settled right next to our ST for the second time. Unfortunately, we do not hit the 2 flirt, so might kind of give us some incentive to pick up the pace a little bit on the remaining missions. Still need that contact, still need that second print, and whatever we decide to do for the last mission.
Yeah, so far we haven't really seen a bug. Also in the first set, I mean, we've seen these bugs at the very end, but like not a real bug. That's not really a desperation one. And Hunu agrees. There is the bug.
Once again with the foreshadowing, talk about bugging, and there it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was maybe a good angle to like try and get some bug going. We'll see how whether it was noticed or not, because now we're going to take the inspect the flood, and then we can finish with another print.
yeah, agreed. Like, yeah, Ballroom lends itself quite well to bugs, I think. Kind of a lot of like situations like that, it's not ideal. Like, there's a lot of snipers that could credit
I mean
that,
the
but
red.
I feel like you still just need to go for it. You need to just go for it sometimes, and it's kind of been paying off. And this feels like this round's gone by pretty fast because we're
Yeah, we
already in
can't
the
take this
the
print.
deeps here.
You can't take this print. That briefcase is not far enough, I believe.
Yeah,
But
so maybe the depth perception of Ballroom might kind of play to our advantage here, because the sniper
yeah, it's
might not know that for sure.
yeah, and it's clean. Yeah, I think just without the bug, maybe we also missed the first print. It's so hard to do anything about that slight like briefcase etiquette break. Let's
Yeah,
so
pretty.
let's let's take a look at the bug again, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see it from the sniper angle. Yeah, that was like almost invisible because the pillar was blocking it from the sniper's point of view.
You can see the startup. You can see the
Oh,
header
okay.
basically. But it's the angling was also unfortunate, let's say. You kind of if you yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, so first of all, yeah, that's really good because of the teal is like in front of it for a bit and the pillar is there. So you want to be on the other side of the pillar earlier, or you don't want to be on the right side of the pillar at all. But that way it was just kind of unfortunate angling, and it made out for a pretty clean buck. And
Yeah,
just like
honestly,
that, that's a spy win.
yeah, it felt like a pretty solid game from Hunu. Really just kind of took advantage of like what was there. Um, yeah, like slightly illegal briefcase, but I think he just knows like at that point that's probably not what the sniper's looking at, and maybe just doesn't have the right depth perception to really notice, even if he was looking for it. So
I mean, you have to, right? I mean, it's not that I fault Hunu for it or anything. He was at 20 seconds, and you need a print, so you take a print. And if the sniper notices that, then that's just unfortunate. But you somehow have to finish if you're that far with a possibly good bug. You just have to go for it, right?
yeah, fair
Okay.
point. You wouldn't want all that progress to go to waste.
Okay, so we're looking at the ornamentation currently, as we get into our next game. Um, as sorry, in 3, 2, 1, playing them.
Yeah, just settling in for early flirt progress. White flirt, so not too big of a deal. I mean, on a ballroom, it's really not that hard to finish flirt. So many conversation circles. Amba's leaving some prints for us over there on green. Not a whole lot of party activity yet, though.
Right,
Looks
but
like
we requested a drink, so we requested a drink to reject it. That's, I guess, that request, we also didn't talk during it, so I think that was just a talk gone wrong.
Oh, is that why we picked up a highlight?
I don't know. That's an interesting highlight.
Doesn't really feel like we've done anything to warrant a highlight, but maybe yeah, I don't know if it's something related to no talking or something like that.
I didn't really see it. Maybe Toby like made a weird path where he just like doubled back to
Yeah,
us,
actually,
which can just happen sometimes when the spot he wants to walk to is walked over. But it can also happen with, ooh, that's a red BB.
that is a red, but Nasari is one of the best people to red BB with because her animation is just not much of a coughing animation. So probably wasn't really seen by the sniper, but I think he can at least narrow down some suspects based off of who didn't cough.
Yeah, but not many lowlights coming out. In fact, none at all so far. So sometimes a red BB can also just distract the sniper from the fact that actually a BB happened and you're supposed to lowlight some people.
Yeah, true. That really can catch you off guard. You're so busy looking for the animation that you kind of miss your usual pattern of, who do I low light or what hardtail should I look for here, things of that nature.
Yeah, regardless, we're still one of two, no, three lowlights, three highlights in the party. So I'm not feeling too comfortable here because we don't have any actual mission progress besides a BB and a flirt.
Yeah, General went center statues pretty early. I'm not sure what else he's done since then. Like maybe he's our frame target. So actually, okay, we are gonna pick up a fingerprint. So we do have at least that route to finish. And we are sorry, so bug is always an option. She has very strong bug. But yeah, we do kind of need to get a little more aggressive here with only a minute left.
That was almost a bug opportunity the way Amber passed there, but not quite. So we sadly didn't get anything out of that. We need one more flirt, one more print, and one more mission to be actually able to finish that. That is either a highlight or a low light on general. It's probably a low light the way he passed there. So
Yeah, and he goes back to the same center statues that he's already been to. So I mean, I feel like you could hold the shot on general as long as you know that he's not swapping here, which of course he knows.
printable
Um,
drink and probably bug. Yeah, that's a bug. Oh, that's too far. Ah, that's another bug.
yeah,
No
that's
shot. No shot.
maybe the fingerprints just aren't accounted for.
No shot.
Yeah,
Wow.
well done by Verdruss. I think I don't know. I think maybe we're getting bug credit there, but maybe the sniper just doesn't have us down for a fourth mission.
That first bug was terrible, sadly, and maybe that's what saved us. Because the second bug was pretty good, but the first one was maybe so bad that Hunu didn't understand that it might have been a bug, because
Yeah.
the hand comes out so far uh, removed
Oh,
from
I
the
think
amber
you know what? I
that
think
it's
he
kind of
was
difficult to tell.
I think he was watching general for bug
Oh
because
yeah, that might also be true. Yeah, sure.
I don't recall if general got contact, but he's been all over the party and he went to the same center statues twice. Um, I'm surely he was looking for a pending swap, but once he saw him path behind the Amba, I think he was more fixated on general, and he just didn't see what Sorry was doing. And yeah, I think we just got away with the prince as well, which is why we weren't being stared down.
Yeah, that's interesting though. I mean, we got that early highlight for something or other, and then that bug isn't being punished. So Verdruss somehow getting through that game with Sari after taking nice fingerprints and then bumping his way through the bug at the end. But sometimes you just gotta click the buttons at the end and see whether the sniper notices, and if they don't, that's a point. So getting into the next game with once again 2-4 the current score as Kane once again Kane gaming for Hunu trying to build his lead in 3, 2, 1 playing it.
Yeah, gallery kind of seems like one of those good venues for rushes, whether it be a late rush, or an early one. So even though we were a little bit down on the missions, I think Verdruss never too worried. Like bugs
And
never too far away, purloin's never too far away. There's always options. So oh, speaking of bugs, oh, that didn't take.
yeah, no, that doesn't take. That's too far away. You need to like slightly path inwards, but if you do, then it just looks more like a bug. So, but the way Queen was positioned there, you can't really. You need to like cut even closer. I don't think you can really do it unless you go into the amber again. But at least we got the free 33 at Windows, so that's that. And the bug doesn't really seem to be that noticed. I think Verdruss is probably highlighting for that.
Yeah, I think we got away with it. It's a little unfortunate that it didn't take because yeah, I love the attempt. And it would have been nice to just have like that progress so soon. But yeah, so instead we just go back 67% on the flirt, one white flirt away from finishing. Amba is barely out of bug range here. I wonder if we're. I want to say maybe lining up another one, but I don't really see it happening.
Yeah, with the angle that Verdruss was taking earlier from the right side, we could have maybe exited into taking the right arm bug on an exit, but yeah, not right now, especially not now that Amba has already left us, and we're just waiting around and trying to time a flirt for it. As I say that, commentators curse, our SC leaves, so we are not able to time a flirt, and we'll have to do something else instead.
Yeah, I mean we are in with the DA, but there's so
Anyway.
many good lowlights. We go for it anyways, which
Yeah, we're not properly commentating right now. We're just saying things and then the opposite happens. So
well,
we take that, BB.
yeah, I think maybe about two had settled into combo, so it wasn't that bad. I think maybe four potential lowlights, so not the worst. Um, and I don't think any of those lowlights had any significant progress, so probably a good decision to go ahead and take the mission progress. Still two more full missions to go.
We're done with float though, so there's that 1 minute remaining. So we need kind of to pick up the heat, but as we've seen, there's always bug on the table, and that's the bug on the table, and that's the
I think,
highlight.
yeah, I think the arm stuck through, tapped a little bit.
This needs to be a shot though.
Yeah,
We
center
can you
statues.
can take 3 inspects here, and then you need to shoot. And Verdus is thinking.
Yeah, so he's seen that we've gone for both cycles, so he knows that that is a mission.
This needs to be a shot. No. Ah, Verdus. Sadly doesn't take the shot. I don't know. Maybe that's just a statue highlight. We were already at the statues when we got highlight. Let's see
It
the
was,
let's
yeah.
look
I
at the
think
bug.
we just weren't quite aware of that bug. And actually, yeah, with that
A
cane bug is
heartbreaker.
it's so subtle that it's kind of hard to credit.
Yeah, you can on the it's pretty visible. If you look at it, it's pretty visible on the camera. If you know that it's there, he just opens his hand. But yeah, I mean, if you don't see that, that's of course you can't shoot that. So yeah,
But
I mean, the bugs are being tested, and so far, Hunu with 2 out of 2 for 2 bugs on ballroom.
yep, nice play by Hunu. I mean, he finished inspect and seduce early, so just kind of just went for it and just forced the sniper to make a decision.
Right. So Hunu kind of running away with it on ballroom as well right now. We're heading into Verdruss's spy game number 4 on Queen in 3, 2, 1, hang it.
Yeah, so falling behind a bit, and I think was this Verdruss's pick? I think, or no,
This is Hunu's pick.
this is Hunu's, yeah. But yeah, probably still just hoping to make up some ground. I mean, I guess you really just need to get spy wins if you want to make up some ground. So see what he has in mind.
Yeah, I mean, sure. If you happen to lose like both of your sniper games, unfortunately, then you have to win the spy games um, if you want to keep the match even. So Verdruss taking the flirt, taking the print, and not taking the briefcase back so far. Instead, opting to just put it down.
Yeah, maybe not the worst decision because like we're a little out of sight in that corner. So like if we walk back, then we always get the fingerprint credit. We put it down. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's sometimes you also have to think about not only about etiquette, but also about what's a bit more risky, but what might net you a really clean print.
And actually, yeah, I think on his last, if I remember right, on his last spy win, I think he did get some prints that went by the sniper. So probably just hoping to do the same thing again.
Yeah, I believe Tex also finished prints just now, with a print on green and a briefcase. But yeah, I mean, these are always hard to track. You need to be aware of so many things when you're tracking prints. So it's easy to so you shouldn't really depend on any kind of frames because it's really easy to miss one for the sniper.
Yeah, and he doesn't pick up a highlight for it either. So probably not a huge suspect at the moment.
We do manage to finish large, and yeah, that was a possible bug situation maybe for several characters. We do take the second print out of this convo. That was maybe an idea of doing something of trying to like do an idle reset or do a briefcase BB or something and get fancy with it, but Verdruss opts to not. And for the BB, I think that's a really good idea because there were so many people out.
Yeah, really
Um,
good CCs here. TA settled in. I think we got to just go ahead and take this.
yes, Verdruss, I believe, agrees. Yes, and there's a lot of people leaving now. Now the CCs don't look as great, but we probably have to take it regardless because we only have 45 seconds remaining, and we need 2 more missions.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. So they do get a little bit more settled, and yeah, looks like we are about to take this
There's the
contact.
BB.
By
But the
contact,
DA split. The DA
oh,
split from us.
that is horrible
Duke
luck.
is in. Duke is in. Maybe we can get some. Maybe we can get some framing on him going. Apparently he's highlit and has real. But this is
Hit,
rough. We can't really finish anymore.
hits the green purloin. Actually, oh, this is a very sneaky bug.
Oh, what a bug!
That, wow, he even angled it so that it was with the off arm too. Like
Wow.
that is like perfect positioning because I think if he was if he was any more towards the back of the venue, he would have bugged with the arm towards the sniper.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
that was a
was,
good setup.
yeah, I think most snipers just don't realize that you're in range there. That was a brilliant play from Verdruss. And honestly, it looked like he was in a position where it was like almost impossible to find a finish.
Even like even I was surprised by the bug, and I saw who the spy was. That's how good the bug was. Um, that's actually like that bug is kind of yeah, pretty nasty.
Yeah,
Um,
really clutch play. So I mean, the snipers have shot anyways, but I think even if he held I mean, if he held a shot, we're still getting away with it. So yeah, really nice play from Verdruss.
yeah, certainly, certainly. Um, and I think you have to do something. You can't just trust in the fact that maybe the sniper will save shot upon seeing the pro line. Um, but yeah, really good awareness to understand that you can take that bug.
Yeah, I think I saw a similar bug in Grandmaster, and that one got away too. Seeing this in Emerald is pretty impressive.
Okay, so Verdruss is staying in it, 5-3 at the moment, and we go to Terrace. First 3 out of 7 of the evening, I believe. With Hunu on Disney. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so 3 out of 7 certainly makes for a different style of game. I mean, what do you think? I think the main difference is there's a lot more like real frame possibilities. Uh, I mean, besides that, any main differences that you can think of?
Yeah, I don't like them. That's the main difference. No, but I think it's just a lot more kind of things that are not mission counting that you have to do on the sniper side, and on the spy side you have to be somewhat cleaner. I think. So if you just go around and break etiquette a bunch and be really aggressive in that regard, that usually doesn't go too well on 3 out of X because there aren't that many people around, and Also, I forgot about high rise earlier. That's the second 3 out of 7 of the or 3 out of X of the night. But you have to be somewhat patient. You have to be somewhat slower, and that's also what we're seeing right now with just one inspect and one flirt, and that's also a decent amount of progress already.
Oh, and we just take a standing bug.
Whoa, yeah, that's also good progress. Yeah, so Hunu just under maybe banking on the fact that so far Verdruss has not been that strong with the bugs today, and just trying their luck.
Yeah, that was I mean, it feels like a risky bug, but I mean, with the sniper angle, it might have just been okay. Like, I mean, it was an actual standing bug, so the lean was visible, or it should have been at least somewhat visible. But I think maybe just one of those situations where you just go for it and hope the sniper's maybe a little distracted, doesn't
But
quite see everything.
if there is an angle where you want to go for that bug, it's that angle. You want to be so that this the spy is leaning into the direction where you're looking, so you can't really tell because it's all depth perception. Um, that's certainly the best. And I mean, so far we aren't dead yet, so that's good. But we have to take one more inspect or one BB, and I would believe I would personally probably take the inspect. Staying
Yeah,
silent seems like the cleaner way to do it.
yeah, it would be really hard to shoot for a silent game on Terrace. I agree. I mean, obviously, it's
I
going to
mean,
give us a lot of attention. Well, okay, so just going for the contact, and it's still, I
no, it's
mean, how
not
do you
coming
shoot
out.
this?
I mean, you see the bug. That's how you shoot it.
Right, but
That's the
if he
only
saw the
reason.
bug, he would have shot anyways. So
Oh,
yeah,
or you would have waited. Like if you are able to count to 3, then you can also just wait until the
if you
BB
okay,
comes up.
if you're not sure, yeah,
But anyway, right. So that's another bug not seen by Verdruss. Maybe kind of Hunu understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the sniper play and playing into that bug. Okay, so that's match point, 6-3. Yeah, I mean that's just a standing bug that isn't caught, right? So
Mhm.
we go to the next game. It's Wheels in 3, 2, 1, playing. And Wheels is an interesting pick, I think, because I mean there's also a lot of with Wheels on Terrace. I think there's actually more bug potential that people give him credit for because he's so low.
Yeah, I suppose so. It definitely feels like one of those venues where bugs are kind of hard. Like they kind of have to. I feel like they kind of have to present themselves. Like it's kind of hard to like go looking for them. Um, like,
Mhm.
and I do agree that last one was a good situation because with the angle, he was kind of leaning in the direction of the camera, so a little harder to notice that. Yeah, I don't know. Like Wheels is someone I don't like to bug with, but maybe. So you said something about the venue kind of lends itself to bugging with him.
Yeah, you can get a lot of bugs behind the convo occlusion. For example, that where Queen is currently standing, you can maybe like depending on the sniper angle, you can drive around the convo, and then
I see.
get a bug from that. But yeah, it's for example like this. Maybe oh yeah, that's or we take it that way. Oh, none of them take.
Yeah, I think he was
Horrible.
like barely out of standing
Oh, that's
range.
yeah, and
Oh
that's
no.
shot. Yeah, that's so that's so unfortunate.
It was a good attempt. It was very similar to the one we had done earlier. Um, yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
like the.
I really like the idea. I really like the idea. Yeah, the second bug was not the second bug was not good, sadly.
Yeah,
The first one I really liked the idea of, but that sadly it was similar to the queen bug, but that this one sadly doesn't take.
yeah, it was. So the first one was even slightly visible from the angle, but I just think no sniper is ever like expecting that, so it probably wasn't being looked for. But yeah, the second one, I think that hand was, just a little too visible.
Interestingly, we actually got that walking, not standing. Apparently from the statue pads you can't bug standing. I did not know that. Maybe no, maybe Amber wasn't standing yet. I'm not entirely. Yeah, maybe he wasn't finished with his like standing animation, so he didn't count as standing yet. So that's why we got that bug. But because I think if we take this bug standing, it actually takes.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. I, I'm not sure. I'm actually
It's too
not
far
great with
away.
bugs.
It's too far away. That
You think it's too far?
yeah, it's too far away. That's why you
Oh
will.
yeah, right. That makes sense. It's so far away that you can't even get the standing, so it defaults to start a walking bug.
Mhm.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. So apparently you have to be slightly closer. But if we're farther back on that pad, that bug might actually work.
Yeah, I
Um.
mean, pretty solid match from both players. Yeah, I mean, pretty good games all around today. And yeah, I think with that, Hunu was tied for the lead in the division. So pretty exciting. I think they let's see here. Yeah, there's 3 people with 4 wins. So like really
Mhm.
everything is just kind of hanging in these last two games or last 2 matches. Anything can happen with this division.
Yeah, and that's going to be so Assetine probably looking to. I mean, they still have one less match, but they also have one less tie. So they're probably looking to get the most out of the last few games, and are maybe slightly favored
Yeah, and then two
for
of the
the
leaders play each other in the last week. So
number
that's
one spot. Yeah, yeah. So that's going to be really interesting. The finishing few matches in Emerald.
yeah, pretty exciting league. And yeah, really pretty impressive start, Assetine. I think this, well, yeah, clearly this is the first league he's playing in and one of the first tournaments, so really nice for him. And yeah, scouted who knew more veteran players, so not too surprising to see them up at the top. Um, and yeah, with that, I think Nebula, you taking over the next game.
But
With that, I want to thank you two, Hornet and Lev, for casting these 2 matches. And we're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna come back to the last match, which is gonna be Guggy versus Banana Breads in Ruby. So hang on there, and see you in like 2 minutes.